Craig, we've actually
Goat,
been able
dude.
to do. He is the goat. Been able to do.
Andor's the best show ever. Spatch is a liar. Goodbye. Have fun, Craig.
And that's the episode.
That's the episode, guys.
See y'all next week. And that's about it.
I literally. So, little background. I've been basically since playing WoW again, claiming like Sunday's my WoW night where I'll just play WoW until I fall asleep or whatever. But I've been put on Andor, and like sometimes I'll do it during work or whatever, but I can't focus on it most of the time. So I'll put it on while I play WoW, and I just keep messaging Donkey every time, and like I just don't understand. Andor is the worst show ever made, known to man. I don't understand how you can just like this. But Loki, Andor is a wonderful show. I get where he's coming from. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. I don't even know if he's watched Rogue One, to be honest, which is stupid to me if he hasn't, because Rogue One is considered one of the best Star Wars movies in general, and that's what Andor leads into. So,
I've actually never seen it myself, but I know
it's a
what
wonderful
happens in
movie.
it, and I know of the particular scene that I think a lot of people hype up because I've people like have posted about it and shit. I've seen that scene. I won't say what it is just because of potential spoilers. People haven't seen it, but
yeah, it's a wonderful movie. It's like for a standalone movie, it's great, and for them to expound upon with the story in Andor, that's even better. So, but She-Hulk's better than Donkey. So I'm sorry for you to know that.
Make sure you DM him that every day. Tweet it. Make a forum about it and send it to him. Yeah.
Anyways, tonight we are here with Jordan and I to review Lies of P DLC Overture. I recently completed it probably a week ago or something, and I'm sure you beat it in the first couple weeks that it was out.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So if you don't know what Lies of P is, it's basically like a Pinocchio type Souls game that came out a couple years ago at this point, a year and a half ago, I think.
Yeah. 2023. Yeah, 2023.
Yep. So then they finally talked about their DLC this year, and then it came out on June 7th. Just the base game alone, I think we did a review on it, a couple years ago, whatever. But it was a phenomenal game. This studio started out wonderful with the story, the combat, and everything like that for Souls. And I think this DLC alone puts them in a great spot for any Souls like game overall. So
absolutely.
And I hope they do continue moving forward with, if they stick with Lies of P doing more DLC. I don't know if they've necessarily said that they're going to do more or not, but or if they just do another game.
It'll probably be another game. It might still be called like Lies of P, but I think it might be like it might have like a different subtitle because the first game ended with a Little Red Riding Hood reference. No, sorry, Wizard of Oz. Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, Wizard of Oz.
No, Riding Hood. So maybe you either play as Dorothy or she's like the main character of the next game. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah. And just if anyone ever does listen to this, obviously spoiler alert and whatever moving forward. But yeah, the first one, the story was phenomenal. The combat was wonderful. Um, it's definitely a lot more linear compared to see like Elden Ring. So I think it's more along the lines of like Dark Souls ish. So I'm sure some people appreciated that. I still don't know if Kiwi's even played the base game. So if he hasn't,
I
I
think
think
he
he will.
has. I'm pretty sure because he was a part of the review that we did. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well then I'm sure he appreciated that compared to like Elden Ring.
Yeah.
So, um, but for this one, I will start with what did you think of the DLC overall? Like the story, the gameplay, the areas, enemies, and stuff like that.
Easy 9.5 out of 10. They took like a couple of the complaints that I had from just the base game and improved on it. And my main complaints were that I thought it was like a little too linear. Like it wasn't awful linear, but just a bit more openness would have been nice. And this DLC had like plenty of different routes and shit you could have taken, a lot more hidden goodies and whatnot. So and it wasn't like so like non-linear that you get lost or anything. So I really appreciated that. And then I didn't really care for any of the Legion arms in the base game, but this one had two new ones, right? The shotgun arm and the ninja stars,
Dude, the
I think.
Ninja Stars is dope.
Yeah, like both. I tried both of those. Really like both of them. Wound up sticking with the shotgun arm. Um, so if that's if they can just keep taking in feedback like that and keep going forward with it, then yeah, because I didn't really care for any of the Legion arms in the base game because they were just kind of there. I only really used the puppet string just for the combo, and even then, I didn't really like to use it because most of the time when you tried to do the combo, you would just get fucking hit out of it. Um, but the shotgun arm is fucking badass, and the ninja stars do like crazy fucking damage. So yeah, really enjoyed that.
Yeah, no, I definitely as soon as I found and started, or when I found the Ninja Star one, the whatever the Legion caliper thing, um, I messed with it and I was like, I'm using this. And
Yep,
I instantly started upgrading it whenever I found more. So I didn't try out the shotgun just because I was having so much more fun with that. And like you said, I
that's
didn't
fair.
I didn't really use any of the other legions. Like I maybe on some random mobs use the flame burge or whatever, the flamethrower.
Mhm.
But yeah, I didn't necessarily use it at all. So in this one, I was actually having to use the that one item that fills your legion. I can't remember the name of it. Um,
Legion magazine.
yeah, the mags. So, and that was, I think you when you upgrade that all the way, it shoots out three of them. Oh, it was so awesome to
Yep.
combo that with your moves in general. So, um, I didn't necessarily pay attention. I mean, I watched all the cutscenes and everything like that. I didn't necessarily pay attention to the story though on this one,
It's really
but
good. It's really fucking good. Actually, the way they tied it in is really, really good.
it has something
Um,
to do with Romeo and I guess Juliet.
no, it's so in the original in the base story, you know how Romeo's the king of puppets, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Um, and you find out that Geppetto was the one who stuffed him in that body, and Geppetto's like the real bastard of the game is what you wind up finding out in the base game. Um, and then this DLC story essentially tells you the story of Leia, who's the legendary stalker, and her ordeal with Arlecchino. Um, because Arlecchino was like an experimental puppet who had the ergo of a serial killer, and they stuffed that ergo inside a puppet, and lo and behold, it was a terrible idea because he went fucking ape shit and murdered everybody. So that's the gist of it. I won't go into like turbo detail about it. Most of my
Yeah.
reviewing won't be like focused on the story because I feel like to mostly appreciate the story, I think you would be better off like listening to like a 20-minute like lore video on it that will
Right.
explain it in better detail. So
But your character ends up being, if I kind of looked into it right, is the third brother or something, or they're related, or who
um
was that? It's Leia or
um Carlo. Carlo.
Carlo.
Yes, your character is has Carlo's ergo in him. Carlo's body is the nameless puppet because Geppetto like twisted it, and like his
Gotcha.
goal was to resurrect Carlo's body and stick his ergo in there after Carlo died to the petrification disease.
Hmm.
But he put it in the um, the first body, which is the character you play as to begin with, while he was still working on perfecting the other body. Which at the end of the DLC, that's what you hear walking up to Leia and Romeo, and obviously you know what happens next. Well, technically, we don't really know. Like we know Romeo obviously gets taken and stuffed inside the King of Puppets body because it's all set in the past, right? So we know that
Right.
Romeo gets taken, put in the King of Puppets body, and then Leia is who knows, like probably dead. She, I mean, one, she has no weapon because she gave it to you, and two, she's pretty much on the verge of death already with the petrification disease, and three, like there was like blood splatter in the area, but considering there was so much fucking blood in the area from Arlecchino, who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Leia is kind of up in the air, but presumed dead.
Yeah. I kind of wish we would have got her move set at the to play around with the maybe. Do you get it like afterwards
Her
if you could do
sword,
it?
her sword has her moveset on it. It's really fun to use
Oh
actually.
shit. Um. So speaking of that, of her weapon, which did you end up really using throughout the playthrough?
Um, so after I beat the second boss, I got the claws, the Wolverine claws. I used those for quite a while. Really, really, really like them. The whenever you mash the Fury attack button and you do so much fucking damage and stagger, it's so fucking cool. Um, I used those until I got the Gunblade, and then I fell in love with the Gunblade instantly. The move set on it is so cool. It sounds awesome. It does bukus of fucking damage. Just it looks fucking awesome. I'm just probably my favorite weapon in the fucking game. I did I did like a whole nother playthrough of the base game with the Gunblade again. I loved it that much.
Hmm. I really like the freaking bow that you get.
The Poe,
The
yeah,
yeah, it was dope, and I combined it with the freaking original rapier that you get the beginning of the base game because they're
yeah.
both so light and shit. You could just I had enough weight distribution and shit that I could use both of them, just switching back and forth, and it was a great combo.
Yeah.
Um, it didn't help on a couple bosses because of the arenas, how small they are, and you know how some of these bosses are on your ass the entire time. So it's very hard because like you do a three combo or whatever with the arrows, but then they're right there on you, and you're like sitting there for half a second or whatever trying to get back. So we're just combining them, and I probably screwed myself because the original like rapier or whatever, I can't remember the name of it, but it it doesn't do enough like stagger damage, so I barely would stagger any of the bosses that I fought, and I'm sure I made them a lot harder than what they were. So, but yeah, I didn't really, even in the base game, I didn't try out a lot of the weapons besides like um the master puppet one or whatever. I just don't know
Oh,
if I like the
I know what
Psy
you
or
mean.
whatever,
Yeah,
the scythe. I just don't know if I like the heavy weapons because how slow they are, but I get the trade off
The
what you can do.
the heavy weapon I like is the 7 coil spring sword. That one's it's essentially like a claymore, so it's not like a colossal weapon, so it doesn't swing turbo slow. But I used that one until I got the claws from the second boss in the DLC.
I did mess with the
Um,
claws a little bit, but I just stuck with the bow and the rapier.
them adding a bow to the game is very interesting. Definitely not something I expected. It's not like outlandish, like Dark Souls games have bows in them, right?
Right?
But
Yeah.
definitely it didn't feel like a game that would have any kind of like ranged weapon, I guess. Even though I guess the enemies have guns, but still. I don't know. It didn't feel out of place or anything. It was very interesting. And I played
Yeah.
with it a little bit. I really like, dude, when it's fully upgraded and you do the fully charged shot, that does fucking crazy damage. Like it may take like 7-8 seconds to fully charge, but holy moly, it fucks.
I never got to fully upgrade it because I basically screwed myself because when I beat the the base game or whatever, I did like 2 plus runs and they got rid of it on Game Pass, so I had to buy it and luckily they had a sale going on when I bought it. So when I started, I was on like chapter 3 or something. So
Hmm.
I had to rush up to 5 or 7 whenever because I played it after they did the patch and stuff.
Yeah.
But so I never made it to where you could get I think it was the full moonstones. Like you could farm the full moonstones enemies.
Yeah, it's like a late game area.
Yeah, like I bought them from the chick or whatever, the the couple that she has. So I didn't get to fully upgrade the bow, but regardless of what it was still pretty powerful. So um before we get into the bosses, what did you think of what is the dog dude in? I know he was in the base game, but in this one he is Aldero.
Alidoro, yeah.
Alidoro,
It's actually him in the DLC because the one in the base game is not him; it's a fake.
right?
Um, but
But I liked his what you were saying. Like there's secret stuff, and you can use him. He gives you those little pictures and stuff to find those things. I thought
yeah,
that was pretty neat,
yep,
and I really liked the one in the lighthouse. It gave you the little hint, like, oh, I wonder how heavy or whatever.
oh, the
Hit,
weight puzzle. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, I
yeah,
was like,
yeah,
what does that even mean? I can't move things really in this game, and then I was like, oh, I'm just gonna make myself heavy as shit. So that was awesome. I thought that
yeah,
was a little pretty neat. So
yeah.
I didn't
I
do. I
agree.
think the only one I missed or didn't go back and do was in the mine shaft. I just I didn't I didn't want to do that one. So
I mean, that area is a fucking hellhole, so I don't
yeah.
blame you. That area's a
Um,
fucking nightmare.
but I think adding those little pieces was a neat thing for them to do. So uh okay, so bosses. We'll start at the beginning. There
I,
was
most of what I have to say will be about the final boss, but
right.
I'll still work through these.
Um Starting with the tyrannical predator, the freaking crocodile.
Dude, I got farmed by this guy for like an hour and some change. Like, it's actually crazy. I don't. Maybe it's because I had a slower weapon, but holy fuck, he was actually like beating my fucking dick in. And he would kill me in like 3 hits.
Yeah, he didn't give me that much trouble, but also I played on the medium difficulty just because I was trying to beat this DLC.
Yeah.
I think I tried it on the legendary or whatever. At least not him, but the Marquino or whatever her name is. I tried it with
Kinda.
her and I was just like, nah, bruh, this is hard as shit. And I just want to beat the DLC, experience it, and move on.
Yeah.
But for the Predator dude, I just used, I think it was a bunch of fire and he melted for me. So, but I could
Yeah.
see how on Legendary he would have been troublesome for sure. So, the next chick, the Puppeteer of Death, holy
Great.
shit.
Great boss, but man, she was really hard to learn. Really
Yeah.
hard to learn.
Was she one of the only ones though? No, maybe her and the English dude. They're the only two that you could summon somebody, right? Or can you summon it for everybody?
America. No, you can use like the little star thingy for everybody except maybe Veronique and Limachia, like the two human people you fight. I don't think you can summon for them, but like the two-faced overseer, you can call in Alidoro. Um, and then for Arlecchino, you can use Leia.
Yeah. So yeah, I did use it for her and the English dude. The rest of them I did not. Well, I used Leia, but yeah, she her fight was awesome. I liked her arena. It was one of the bigger ones, so you could use the bow.
Yeah.
Veronique, oh my god, this is a baby back bitch. I hated her with a passion.
This is the only reason why I knocked 0.5 off of the game, is because I was really hoping to get Veronique's weapon, because that weapon looked fucking awesome. So that molten like hammer that explodes, like that's just sounds so cool to use. So that's the only reason why I knocked 0.5 off the DLCs, because I really wanted the weapon. Now she shit on me for like 30 minutes though. I guess again, playing on Legendary Stalker, you just die in like 3 or 4 hits. Right. So
yeah, the bow was hard to use for her as well because it was just she jumps to you, and I some of these I couldn't. It was very hard for me to figure out their moves where you can't block the red moves and shit, and hers was one of the hardest ones for me. So, Two-Face Overseer, he gave me a little trouble, but not too much. I figured him out, and
yeah, he was
I thought
like,
it was an interesting fight.
Yeah, he was like less than 10 pulls for me. Cool fight. Really enjoyed it. I think he could have used another phase.
Yeah,
personally.
maybe.
I felt like he didn't really have that much HP. Like, he felt kind of overwhelming like the first few pulls, but then I had like on like the third or fourth pull, I had like a really good one where I knocked him down to like 20%. And then I killed him in a couple of pulls after that.
Yeah.
Cool fight, but I think he could have used another phase.
Yeah. So I guess this is the optional boss. I did not face this one. Predomorphic Green Hunter.
All it is, it's just the baby version of the piece of shit rat motherfucker from the base game.
I remember
the swamp monster.
Yes.
Which is far and away the hardest boss in the base game. In the base game, when I played it the first time, that swamp fucker, oh my god. Like the problem is, like, all the Souls games have status effects: poison, scarlet rot, paralysis, or some type of shit, death blight or curse or whatever, right? And they're all bad. But then there's decay in Liza P. Decay,
Decay is ass.
it's not only does it drain your HP, not only does it drain your stamina, it drains your fucking weapon durability. And like it's horrible. It's horrible when you get decayed. And if you miss any fucking parries on that fucking boss, you were decayed in like 2 hits. Now, luckily, the baby version, I killed it on my second try. Um, it has some pretty funny grab attacks. Um, but for the most part, it's just the baby version of the swamp monster, so it's pretty easy.
Maybe I need to go back and try to fight that one. But yeah, the decay happened to me on um, the Mikio or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't paying attention, and I guess if your weapon gets decayed enough, it just fully breaks and you can't use it.
Like it's broken permanently?
It's dead ass. It happened to me at least. I kept trying to repair it and it just didn't work.
Wait,
So
wait, like until you die and like and rest at a
yes,
land. Oh, okay. I thought you meant like it's
no,
gone for
not,
good.
not fully. That would have been ass.
Do you imagine your weapons just gone forever?
You know, if they implemented some kind of like hardcore run and that happened, that would
You'd
neat.
have to fucking really play well and keep other weapons like ready to go
Oh
in
yeah.
case. That's
But yeah, that
that's
happened to
crazy.
me, and I was just like, I kept trying to repair it, and nothing. And I'm just like, what do I do? Because at that time I didn't have the bow equipped too. It was ass. But yeah, maybe I might try and go back because I knew there was an optional boss, or I heard of an optional boss, and I guess this Green Hunter one is the optional one. So maybe I'll go back and beat him. Um, Next up, we got the Anguish Guardian of the Ruins. He reminded me of the one in the base game that's in the like cathedral or the church or whatever in like the bottom
Mm,
area that
the bishop or whatever.
yeah, that transformed a couple times.
Yeah.
He wasn't too hard. Um he's just one of those big ass dudes that you kind of get underneath him and you can pretty much roll or dodge roll and shit like that.
For their first go at like a really grand like giant boss, it's pretty good, honestly. Not too hard. I think for me, I killed it in less than 10 pulls again, but really that dude, the visceral attack that you do on him is fucking awesome. Like holy moly. Um did you get to pull it off at all?
I don't think so. I don't remember knowing that.
Oh man, you missed out. It's really fucking cool. You'll have to like find a video of it or something because it's really badass.
Yeah. Uh
But yeah,
Next we got
for their first try, like a humongous boss fight, that's not bad at all. I enjoyed it. Good fight.
yeah. No, they all their boss fights were pretty neat to begin with, and they were all in controlled environments and like smaller arenas. So if they take that one and the bishop one, they're gonna continue to build on it because it's hard as shit. I feel like to make a massive boss and for you to be a smallest character
Yeah,
because they could swipe, but if they can, all they got to do is like learn from Elden or from Soft with the amount of massive bosses they have. So, uh, next up we got the leadership of bastards. This was a bastard, like,
he
but
is kind of he is a bastard.
I finally I finally like learned to be patient and was just letting him, at least in his human phase, do his dumbass shit and just got behind him and just
Yeah,
kept backstabbing him. Um, but like I said, this is one of the smaller arenas, so to use the bow, it was nearly impossible for me at least. And then his second phase was just annoying as shit because he would just kind of roll to his right every time and get his decay. And if you were up on him, that decay thing was just going to mess you up the entire time. So it was
He
just,
he he shit on me for like probably a good 30-35 minutes. So probably like 15-16 pulls or something for me.
yeah. I think this one was definitely more of a patience thing. If you just learn him fairly quickly, just got behind him for the human phase, and then the other one was just kind of like tire himself out, then it wasn't too bad of a fight.
Yeah.
And then the boy, this man, when you're just like going up into this thing is nuts.
Fucking
And
the build up to this boss, the cutscene, his look, everything about this boss is actual perfection. Actually,
yeah,
because here's how it went for me. Because I remembered Arlecchino from the base game being the riddle guy, and I remembered you meet him on the island toward the end of the game, and you find out that he was a serial killer in the base game, and he killed Vanini, the guy who's helping you out there the whole game. He killed Vanini's parents, and he did it just because he wanted to see what kind of person Vanini would become if he killed his parents, because he's a fucking psychopath. And obviously, he's done a lot more heinous shit. Like he's awful, awful, awful fucking robot. Um, but I remembered the name, and then when I'm playing the DLC, you get to the part where you were talking to Alidoro, and he is talking about Leia, and he's like, "Yeah, Leia's been after some murderous puppet," and then it clicked in my brain. I'm like, "Oh shit!" And then he said, "Look into the name Arlecchino." I'm like, "Oh fuck! Like, are we actually like, are we gonna be fighting like Arlecchino?" Because I was always very curious to see like what he, because when you find him on the island, he's like destroyed, right? Like he's like broken in pieces and whatever. Um, so he's nothing. Like he's just reduced to just a scrap.
yeah,
But in the DLC, he's alive and well. I was like, oh shit, I'm actually gonna get to see him. So I had that build up in my head the whole time. And then you get to the house, and the house is just a fucking massacre. There is blood and claw marks, torn corpses, and all just absolute mayhem strewn about the whole house as you're getting through it. And you finally get to that cutscene, and people call him the evil Waluigi and ruined him entirely for me. So it's like they call him like Waluigi the Defiled One. But regardless, he looks incredible. The voice actor killed it. Absolutely incredible voice actor. And then we get to the fight. Holy shit. Like this fight took me 8 hours of attempts, I think. Like 8 solid hours. Like not straight. I think it was like 3 hours one session, and then like another three, and then I think I killed it on my third session, like another couple hours. Um, he's just an absolute fucking menace. Like, I've never seen a boss where you've had to manage your stamina so perfectly. Otherwise, if he breaks your guard, you are just dead. He will just rip you to pieces, and it's fucking over. Um, and like man, like the arena is great, the music's great, and then just and to top it all off, that fucking transition when he goes into phase two is the most metal badass shit I've ever seen in my fucking life. Like like phase one took me like quite a while to work my way through, and then I finally saw the phase two cutscene. And I was like, oh boy, like what the hell am I in for? And he does that opening attack, which is like how many hits is it? So he does the balls and sets it to it's like 2, 4, 6, 8. It's like 4 or 5 hits total from the balls. And then he smashes down, does the giant fucking whirlwind, and then he goes fucking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then does like a fucking like 16-piece combo on you to open up phase 2. And that shit killed me for like an hour. Like I died to the start of phase 2 for like an hour trying to figure out the parry timings. Um yeah. Just a
Yeah.
fucking absolute giga banger of a fight, and far and away my favorite fight in any Souls game. This goes for Elden Ring, Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, and Bloodborne. Arlecchino has secured himself as my favorite fight in all of these games. Absolutely amazing.
Damn. Nah, yeah. I assume you didn't use Leia.
I did not. I picked her up in the first phase, but he didn't go after her at all, and he dumped on me instantly. So I didn't really get to see what she does. So I was like, all right, well, I'm not going to use her at all. I just wanted to see what would happen. Um, I've seen videos of what she makes the fight. Okay, sorry, she does not make she makes phase 1 easier for the most part because she'll chew through his HP pretty well. Phase 2 is still really fucking hard, even with Leia.
Oh yeah.
Because he like, even if he focuses on her, it doesn't really matter because he just swings so fucking wide, and most of his attacks are just like 2 or 3 shots, and and even a good deal of them are 1 shots, at least on Legendary Stalker. So
no, it's definitely out of Basin DLC, he's by far the best boss that they overall, like you said, arena, the story behind it, the transition. Yeah, I could only imagine even attempting on legendary mode. What did you just go a fresh playthrough, or were you on New Game Plus at all?
I was on I think I was on New Game Plus 2.
Yeah, that's where I
Pretty
was too.
sure. And that made the DLC like particularly brutal for me, mainly in the areas. They made some adjustments, and I haven't gone through the DLC since they made the adjustments. They didn't nerf any of the bosses, as far as I know. They nerfed like a couple of the trash mobs. I think the main problem area, it was probably the prison. The prison was, man,
Prison was rough.
that was probably the hardest area for me to get through. The prison and the mine. Everywhere else is fine for the most part. I got shit on in the zoo for a little bit.
Yeah, same.
But for the most part, the prison and the mine were of just a fucking bitch to get through. But yeah, so I haven't done it since they made the changes. It's probably still like a pain in the ass, but maybe not.
Yeah. Hopefully Kiwi will play this. He's more than welcome to use mine on when I bought it through Game Pass or whatever, or Xbox, or I don't know if you want to let him use it on Steam. Either one, I'm sure ran fine. Like Xbox, the Game Pass version ran fine for me. So, and I think Donkey would also like this one because I mean it's not Sekiro vibes, but with the linear version of it, I think it can be compared to it in some fashion.
Yeah.
So, and then the music when you go back to the hotel, once in construction and shit like that, bangers for sure. I don't know what it is for this year with French music. It's awesome. So continue to do that in whatever studio you are.
Just invest in French music.
100%. Find them on SoundCloud and stuff. Do you think we get another DLC or just a whole new game from them eventually?
I think at this point they're probably working on next game for sure. I think they've secured the the main story for Liza P, and then the next thing will be either Carlo's adventure going forward or a new character entirely. So
So it looks like they had development time of approximately 3 years. They started in 2020, finished in 2023, and then it took them almost 2 years, probably a year and a half, to do the DLC. So if they build, if this team becomes bigger, I'm sure that they're already working on Eliza P2, you know, Eliza P Carlo or whatever. It's probably decent development, would be my guess.
yeah,
So maybe next year we'll hear something about their next project, which would be awesome. If they can keep like a 3 year turnaround, I think that'd be awesome for them. Um, how long did it take you to be at the DLC?
look at my playtime. My playtime is inflated because I I enjoyed Arlecchino's boss fight so much. I went and did the extra mode that you get, and I beat him on all the difficulties. Um, so that was like another little bit. I think the DLC took me. I don't know. I think it tacked on like another like 30 hours of gameplay, like 35 hours, and that was like doing a whole bunch of shit. So,
Yeah,
um,
it was definitely a decent sized DLC for a Souls like.
yeah,
Um,
I think like now if you play the game like start to finish with the DLC, you're looking at minimum like probably 60 70 hours game. That's if you do everything. If you just haul ass through everything, it's probably still at least 30 or 40,
yeah, which is pretty. I
which
mean,
is it's still
it's
pretty
great.
good. So,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Um, go ahead.
this studio if they can keep up this level of quality and polish, um they could honestly surpass FromSoft. Like at minimum be at their level because they're not far off. Like if FromSoft is at like the tip top of the mountain, this studio is like climbing fast, you know. Because like if you look at other Souls likes like Lords of the Fallen or any of those other ones, like they're okay, but they lack that from soft polish that you get, that just adds so much to the Souls like games. This Liza P game has it. Like couple of minor tweaks and this studio will fucking surpass, honestly. um, they are one to watch for sure, super talented. um, yeah.
Yeah, no, 100% look forward to their next game, whatever it may be. Um, and yeah, I as long as they, you know, do that, take the feedback essentially from the base game, the DLC, and continue to build upon it and not change, like try to change the wheel, and just do what FromSoft does. You know, just have your game, polish it, add some stuff, but not try to go over and beyond and shit like that. Um, they'll be perfect. They'll be perfectly fine moving forward. So, uh, anything else you want to add?
No, just really looking forward to what the studio's got, man. They put out an absolute turbo banger of a game and a DLC, and yeah, they can only do better going forward. So
Oh yeah, for
definitely
sure.
can't wait to see what they go coming up next.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's in the nines. I think the DLC is better than the base game. So, but this DLC is awesome. So, well, we will end it there. Thank you for listening, and definitely recommend Liza P on whatever you want to play it on.
It's available
Donkey,
on everything, right?
I
Pretty
believe so.
sure Steam, PlayStation, Game Pass, or not? It's not. It's not on Game Pass, right?
Yeah, they took it off of. They basically took it off like 2 to 3 months before the DLC actually came out, so you had to buy it. But luckily, it was during the summer, so PlayStation had it was actually on PlayStation Plus, the base game, and they had a sale going on, and then Xbox had a sale, and I think Steam even had a sale going on. So it was pretty well timed. So I don't think it's on Switch. I could be wrong.
I don't. Is it Liza P Switch? I don't think so. No, it's not. Not yet.
Well,
Not yet. Anyway.
Yeah,
But
I think they Switch or Nintendo should absolutely pursue this because I mean they're already getting a exclusive with From Software. They clearly, hopefully, that runs better than what I've heard Elden Ring does.
yeah.
And I don't think this one's not even like it's a beautiful looking game, but it's not like over the top or any. I don't see why it wouldn't be able to run on at least the Switch 2 with the hardware now. So
it's also a lot more contained. It probably doesn't have to load as much
yeah,
of the world as Elden Ring does, so it'd
Oh, yeah.
probably run fine. If they probably tone down the graphics a little bit, and it'd probably be fine. So,
yeah, maybe that's what they're also looking into right now. If they are either working on another game or they're trying to work on a port for Nintendo, I think that could help them out a lot. You know, getting people's hands of the Nintendo Switch 2.
yeah.
So, but yeah, thank you for listening. Donkey, Kiwi, please play this game if you can. Get y'all's feedback. So, we'll end it there. And remember, you can continue to believe us.
If you don't.
Boom.